What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K21 Next Gen. Today's video, going to be doing the Miami Heat offseason rebuild. I've gotten a pretty good amount of requests for this one. I thought it would be a good as time as ever to do this one. Obviously, they ended up getting swept by the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round of this year's playoffs. They were obviously in the finals last year in the bubble against the Lakers, in which they lost in 6. But, I think this team's probably only 1 or 2 moves away. I honestly, legitimately do think they're, a move or 2 away. I think this team can be back in the finals in no time. Obviously, the Brooklyn Nets have made a lot of additions. That kind of made them the strong contender coming out of the Eastern Conference. At the time of recording this, they beat the Bucks by 39 tonight. And so that's without James Harden as well. So they're crazy. We're obviously probably going to be competing with them. But if you guys don't know, we're going to be, we had to sim the entire first year because Start Today doesn't work because 2K is a trash-ass game. So we ended up as a 7 seed. They were a 6 seed in real life. It's really not that much of a difference, at least pick-wise for me. So we went 41-41 here, and we lost in the first round anyway. So it's not that big of a deal. But if you guys are new around here, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 30K. If you guys didn't see my video yesterday, we did a pretty big update video, honestly. I have some plans for the future. Those other kind of videos that are not rebuilds are probably going to be getting kicked off 4 or 5 days from now. So you guys have any topics you want me to cover, feel free to comment those down below as well. So let's get into this one. League meetings is where we're going to start this one today. As always, I just always go ahead and reject all these. We'll hop into the draft lottery right now. Just see what we got here. We got a couple teams here. Yeah, nothing here for us. So the Houston Rockets ended up with the #1 overall pick. Definitely a possibility in real life as well. Eric Spoelstra's not going anywhere. I think he is a pretty good head coach still. Caron Butler just doesn't have really that good of ratings. I respect him as a player. I just don't think he has the ratings for me. We're obviously a very big market team here, us being the Miami Heat, so we can probably go ahead and spend a little bit of money here and hopefully have enough to go ahead and get some pretty good coaches here. So I got to decline Peterson, but let me go ahead and try to re-sign him now because it's going to let me. And then I can wait on my CFO. I don't really care about my CFO. It's not that important. So, a couple new guys in the front office. I think it's going to be honestly a good fit for us. Get some higher, ratings there. This team's obviously led by Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. They're kind of their big two, if you will. Precious Achiuwa puts up tremendous numbers in this game. I could theoretically maybe start him at the power forward spot. I kind of like him at the center position a little bit more. He's not really a shooter per se. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. I'm not 100% if I'm going to start him, though. You see, the thing is, he doesn't have a ton of trade value. You can trade for him pretty easily, so that means you can, kind of not get a lot for him in return if I go ahead and trade him, but he does put up crazy good numbers. So, for now, he's going to stay off the bench. I don't need Jimmy Butler scoring 25 points for me. He's one of those guys in 2K that just tends to not really regress in the overall department. He used to a little bit. I've been noticing recently he kind of stays around a 90, 91 overall by the 3rd season. So hopefully that's the case today. But, he's going to probably drop down to around 17 points, which is fine by me. Because, if I'm the Miami Heat in real life anyways, you need a 3rd star this offseason. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts, especially if you want to, kind of maximize Jimmy Butler. He's also going to be asking for a crazy contract extension this offseason, I'm pretty sure, which is going to be crazy because if he doesn't get that, he's going to be entering the final year of his contract. And then he's going to, who knows what's going to happen in his free agency after. So we don't have a 1st-round pick this year. We're actually very low in the 1st-round pick department. I don't mind keeping Kiziak Paul, so I think we're going to probably go with this year without drafting anybody. So Tyler Hero's going to come back. Oh, boy. Robinson and Nunn, 2 huge, bench pieces for them here. Or actually, Duncan Robinson started. So does he start? Actually, Kendrick Nunn started too. Never mind. That came out wrong. So Victor Oladipo, obviously, they made the trade for. I'm not just going to let him go for nothing. Again, I don't think he's a long-term answer here, but I think he's definitely good enough to come back for maybe at least 1 or 2 years. I'll give him $21 million a year. We are his only offer. Obviously, he has some injury problems in real life. We're going to bring him back, and then I would not mind getting Duncan Robinson and Kendrick Nunn back. I think Dwayne Dedmon can probably go. And yeah, so I'll probably wait on Robinson and Nunn just because I don't believe I have the money for either of them. I actually do have a little bit of money left. Okay, hang with me for a second. So I have like almost $15 million, which could let me go ahead and sign another bench piece. I just have to see what the qualifying offers are on some other guys here. Like, who's the best power forward available? Like, Kelly Olynyk I could bring back. I mean, he's obviously in Houston right now in real life. I just don't know if he's really a long-term answer. I almost wouldn't mind maybe doing a sign-and trade with like a Derrick Rose. These guys have $1 million cap hold respectively. Okay, so I'd have to renounce both of them if I wanted to go ahead. So I don't think I'm going to do that. We're not going to renounce the rights on none. All right, so I don't have bird rights on them. I kind of got to wait, but for now, so that's a point guard and a shooting guard. So we obviously, they're going to both be the backups for Hero and Oladipo respectively. Jimmy won't have a backup. I need to figure out the power forward spot. I honestly might move Achiuwa there for a year just because, again, I don't really think I have any better options at this time being. So he's going to go to an 82 overall. Again, I don't like it because I don't think it's going to be able to stretch the floor that much. Precious Achiuwa is not a three-point shooter. So that kind of sucks, but, I think probably going to have to deal with it for at least a year until we get into next offseason. But now I need to go ahead and sign a new backup center. My boy Penis Cantor here, who can rebound the basketball pretty well. He probably wants just a little bit too much for me, if I'm being honest. He wants 12 million bucks. I think I'm probably more in the neighborhood. Ooh, Blake Griffin's here. Probably of like a JaVale McGee, who's just asking for a little bit less. Hopefully he can do a kind of similar thing. But as of that goes, I'm going to wait on Nunn and Robinson. I'll see you guys at the start of year number 1. So we're at the start of year number 1 right now. Obviously, we didn't make any tremendously crazy moves this past offseason. We had pretty limited assets. I thought we actually had a couple more players in our contract that I could maybe go ahead and trade. That was not the case. So, we kind of made do with what we had. We didn't have a first-round pick either, which kind of sucked, kind of kicked us in the balls. But that being said, it's a pretty good starting 5 for, us not making any crazy moves. I mean, obviously we re-signed Oladipo. I'm comfortable with him enough, at that point guard spot for, at least a year. I hate the 2K overrates Tyler Hero so much. I mean, so does the rest of the world seemingly at this point. I think a lot of people have kind of come to an understanding that he's pretty overrated at this point in time. That being said, he's one of those guys that 2K just progresses like crazy. So it would be dumb for me not to start Duncan Robinson, even though in real life I actually prefer Duncan Robinson over Tyler Hero. I've said that since they both became popular on the Miami Heat. And people kind of shit on me, but it's fine. Jimmy Butler is going to be my starting small forward. I do need a big year out of him again. Hopefully doesn't regress in the points department too much. I mean, I didn't really add anybody crazy that would kind of cause them to do that, but we'll see. Pressure Chua, again, I kind of gave my thoughts on how I don't really love, this 1-2 combo here at the center and power forward spot. Bam was tremendous last year. Good Lord. I think Bam, if he can kind of shoot the ball good enough, I was checking out his 3-point rating. I think he can kind of make up for a Chua, because what's a Chua, an F? Yeah, that makes sense. He can't shoot the ball. It's from beyond the arc. It's just true. So, that's not ideal in today's NBA, especially at the power forward spot. Obviously Giannis is a power forward. He's kind of working on his shot. It's not really, going too well as they're down 2-0 the Miami Heat or the Brooklyn Nets. But you know what I'm saying? I just don't love it. But, eventually we'll kind of cross that road when we get there. I think it'll be fine for definitely at least a year here in 2K. Our bench is solid. Kendrick Nunn ended up getting a contract offer from the Indiana Pacers that I matched on, I believe, the final day of free agency. It's a 2-year deal, just, backloaded just a tiny bit. So I'm comfortable with this contract. I think he's a key piece for this team. Duncan Robinson as well. I just accepted his qualifying offer, so we're going to have to re-sign him this next offseason. JaVale's in here, only playing 14 minutes a night, just over a quarter, so hopefully he can just kind of rebound the basketball, play some pretty good defense. And then Kizzy Okpala hopefully can progress. He's in the final year of his deal, and if he wants to go ahead and maybe keep getting those deals for me, hopefully he can play pretty well off the bench, maybe provide something. So that's the team for now. Again, we haven't obviously made any huge upgrades to this team, but, I think that's going to come more this offseason when we maybe have our own first-round pick. Do we have our own first-round pick? Okay, we have some sort of swap here with the Houston Rockets. So we'll cross that road when we get there. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 1. So this team surprised the hell out of me. We ended up as a 1 seed here in the Eastern Conference. And, just to put it out there, I feel like somebody's definitely going to call me out for cheating. So I'll show you my sliders. People still, for some reason, call me out. Or not call me out, that's the wrong term. Accuse me of, turning down sliders in a rebuild. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I don't really care. I don't really want to spend the time to turn down sliders and make these dumb. It's dumb, but I will show you. Luka Doncic, MVP, Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year, DeMar DeRozan, 6-man, ended up re-signing with San Antonio. I wonder who he's backing up at this point in time. Jonathan Isaac, Devontae Graham, most improved now in Detroit, found a new home after moving on from Charlotte. Spo Coach of the Year, we go 16-22. I'm sure somebody is probably going ahead and yelling at me, so there you go. I know it's coming pretty much. It's come before. So we'll check out some player stats on the year right now. Let's go ahead and look at some numbers. Bam was unbelievable for us. So yeah, this is what I was expecting. Jimmy took the dip to 17 points a game. I don't need him to score the basketball. He's obviously much more than a scorer. I mean, he's probably one of the better two-way players in the entire NBA. Obviously, he's very good passer, good ball facilitator as well. So if he's all around going to be good for me, that's fine. Kendrick Nunn, hell of a season. I will absolutely take that any day of the week. Rebounds went to Bam, and assists was Jimmy Butler. So we got the Milwaukee Bucks here in the first round. I guess a rematch here of the first round from last year. They picked up Russell Westbrook. They traded Chris Middleton for him. Okay, I don't know if Russell Westbrook would be okay, they have Drew Holiday still. I feel like Drew could probably slide into that 2 spot, but honestly, you probably need DiVincenzo for some shooting. He's a really good 3-point shooter, right? Yeah, he's an A rating. I don't think Russ would be my number 1 choice to put as a point guard next to Giannis, but, then again, I'm not running the Bucks right now. So I don't know how that's an 8 seed. We do go on to win in 7, though. It's fair that was a 7-game series. I don't really know how it was an 8 seed, but Trae Young, Bogdan Bogdanovic, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, and Clint Capella, the starting 5 here for the Atlanta Hawks, who are a very, very good team. And, yeah, they ended up beating us. I didn't think it would be in 5, but they do. Brooklyn goes on to win a finals. James Harden gets his first ring, and he does win finals MVP. So, league meetings, eliminate. This is why. Can you... Okay, I'm going to go over something real quick. I've kind of touched a little bit on the 2K saying, you know, obviously it's kind of the only simulation basketball game out there. It's kind of really the only basketball game out there in general. NBA Live just doesn't really exist anymore. They say it's the most realistic simulation game. You're trying to tell me that one of these things, you know, I don't have a problem with like when Zion wins the Finals MVP and averages 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists in the first season at the age of 22. But what I have a problem with is when 29 different franchises approve a rule to eliminate the goaltending rule. I mean, that's just dumb. I mean, if there's no goaltending, the Rudy Goberts and the Giannis's of the world can sit under the rim and just block everything. It's just stupid. Eliminate short-term contracts? No. So no 10-day contracts? So you're telling me in real life Austin Rivers wouldn't be on the Nuggets right now if I approved that rule? Like, it's just some of these things, they just don't make sense. I believe I saw we had a lottery pick via Houston. It's probably protected, or I think it was a swap of some sort, so I highly doubt we actually have that pick. Okay, it's 11, and Houston actually has it. So, I'm not going to fire Spo. You know, still has very good ratings. I think he's still a very good head coach. We're going to sign Owen Masters right now, my boy. And we'll head up to the draft, and I believe we probably do have our own pick, which is probably obviously a little bit later than pick 11. It ends up being pick 29. We do have the 25th overall pick in the second round from the Miami Heat. So, I think JaVale and maybe Kendrick Nunn can be included in a deal. I think I might move on from Victor Oladipo, who didn't necessarily have a bad year for me, you know, just under 16 points, 4 boards, 5 assists, 1 steal a game. I just think I need to make some pretty big upgrades, and I don't think Victor Oladipo is a long-term guy here. So I'll see you guys with some trades. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do this trade here with the Toronto Raptors. You know, I mentioned earlier that I don't think, you know, getting a new power forward is necessarily a bad idea. I mean, Precious Achiuwa just honestly shouldn't be listed as a power forward. He can't really shoot the basketball. I think that's kind of something that's needed today. I mean, I'm not saying that Pascal Siakam is the best three-point shooter ever, but at least he has a B rating in here, and I think he's definitely more of a power forward than Precious Achiuwa is. So we're going to bring him in. Oladipo, Nunn in our first-round pick this year. We also get Joe Harris, who's going to be an absolute sharpshooter off the bench for us. I don't think Pascal Siakam would necessarily be a bad trade target if I'm the Miami Heat in real life. I just think that Toronto's probably going to want a lot for him just because, you know, they are in rebuilding mode. He's still relatively young. I think he's 28 now in this, but he might be 26 in real life. You know, it's just, I don't mind that. You know, Toronto's obviously rebuilding. You know, if they want to go full rebuild mode, I don't think it'd necessarily be a bad idea to maybe look for some trades for him. But again, I know he didn't have the best year in real life as well. So we'll see. I think Porzingis could be on the radar possibly for the Miami Heat as well, but he has been sucking fucking ass lately, and 2K needs to update him because he averages like 22 points in this game. I've seen him average like 27 points before. It's just nuts sometimes. But we pick up Siakam. He's going to be next to Bam Adebayo. Wait, what? Oh, Achiuwa is a free agent. I was like, did I trade Achiuwa and not even realize it? You know, JaVale McGee could stay here. I just think he's 34 years old. It's probably a little bit too old for me at this point in time. And we definitely do need to reload in the first-round picks. So we're going to get 2 first. Actually, that's a backup. Anybody want to give me 2? This is 2 first-round picks. That's absolutely huge for the Memphis Grizzlies for JaVale McGee. Cool, we get that done. So we're not going to be drafting anybody again. I mean, again, this team's not really in a time right now. When your best player is 33 years old, you don't really care who you're drafting for a 3-year rebuild. That's just kind of how I look at it anyways. I don't know if you guys all look at it like that. Duncan Robinson's definitely going to be qualifying. I'll give Kizzy Okpala one. I think he can definitely be serviceable off the bench for me. So we need to re-sign Jimmy Butler. That's huge. He has 6 offers. None of them are actually real offers. Suns are giving him like a 1-year pretty shitty contract. This is a crazy big extension. I'll try to keep it a little, I'll try to minimize it and kind of maybe give it 37 mil. I'm probably not trading Jimmy Butler, but I'm still not going to give him a no-trade clause. I just don't think that's smart. Then I'll wait on Robinson and Okpala. So Jimmy Butler's back. We're going to pretty much renounce the rights on all these guys. I'm going to try to get real contracts in for Kizzy Okpala and Duncan Robinson. So officially Jimmy is back in this team. I'm going to give Duncan Robinson, wow, only wants $7 million. That's crazy. He wants less money than Kizzy Okpala. That's pretty nuts. We're going to get both of them back on this team. So let's take a look at this roster right now. Oh, I traded Oladipo. I was like, where the hell is Oladipo? Yeah, so, you know, I could move Tyler Hero down to the point guard spot. You know, it is an option. I've seen him there before. You know, I also could trade Joe Harris. You know, I just brought him in. I know he'd be tremendous for us off the bench, but I need to figure out who my starting point guard is going to be, so I'll be back with whatever trade that is. So this is not a trade I want to do just because Precious Achiuwa puts up crazy good numbers, but I think DeJounte Murray would kind of be the perfect point guard for this team. You know, we take a look at his numbers, 14.5 points, 6 boards, almost 6 assists, 1.5 steals a game. He's a tremendous playmaker. You know, I think he'd be a really good fit at the point guard spot, especially next to Tyler Hero, who's obviously more just a shooter, but let's see if we can get this done. They go ahead and take that. I maybe could have gotten a pick, but, you know, we do need a point guard. I don't really want to play Tyler Hero at the point guard spot, so it sucks to get rid of Achiuwa, but ultimately, Kizzy Okpala is going to be more than serviceable off the bench. You know, he can definitely shoot the 3 ball if I need him to, so we're going to go ahead and roll with that. So I need a new backup center, and I need a new backup point guard. Then we can kind of call it an offseason. Let's look at the center spots. Al Horford's here. If he wasn't 36, I'd definitely consider it. Drew Eubanks, Not bad. I wouldn't mind Marquise Chris at all. I think he'd be a pretty good pickup. I'm actually surprised he's down to a 76. Could be possibly a couple overalls higher. And Ricky Rubio would be tremendous off the bench for me. So, two nice veterans right there. Marquise Chris, obviously, a little bit younger, but still, I guess he can still. And can you consider him a veteran? Maybe. He's kind of middle of the pack. But Rubio's obviously, an established veteran point guard in this league. So, this is the team we're going with. I think, the team definitely looks better. It sucks. Again, you guys know me. I love Achua, but we need a point guard. So, I'll see you guys at the start of year number 2. So, we're here at the start of year number 2 right now. We got a pretty new-looking starting 5. Obviously, we still have 3 here in Hero, Butler, and Bam Adebayo. But DeJounte Murray, Pascal Siakam going to slide in this lineup, but I think they're 2 huge additions to this team. Can definitely help us contribute to a championship. So, DeJounte Murray, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Pascal Siakam, and obviously our all-star center in Bam Adebayo. Bench unit, Duncan Robinson, Keziak, Paulo, Marquise Chris, and Ricky Rubio. I definitely like having at least 1 veteran off the bench, established, preferably 2. I guess I can maybe count Marquise Chris, but honestly, for Duncan Robinson is older than him. So, Duncan Robinson does have, 1 less year? Oh, no, they're the same amount of years. All right, I'm all over the place right now, but Ricky Rubio is our guy. Good ball facilitator, good floor general off the bench. All right, that is it right now. For year number 2, we were a 1 seed last year. Hopefully, kind of build off that, maybe get a little bit further this time. And I'll see you guys at the end of the second season. So it's a 1 seed for us once again here at the end of year number 2. As I mentioned, we are obviously looking to go a little bit further this year. But again, getting a 1 seed is definitely not something to scoff at. So Trae Young, MVP. I've been noticing a lot. He tends to win MVP in the second season. Trae Jones, Rookie of the Year. Victor Oladipo, 6th man, has found a new home in Toronto after we did go ahead and trade him. Look, all right, 1 sec, just touched my computer. Not bad numbers. Kind of similar to what he did for us, and this time he's coming off the bench for Toronto. So, I'm maybe who would he be backing up? Because I moved him to the shooting guard spot, so he's not backing up Kyle Lowry. I have no idea. Jonathan Isaac, Defensive Player of the Year. Killian Hayes, most improved, tremendous numbers. This dude progresses so well in this game. And Eric Spoelstra, 64 and 18. Wow. It's a Tyler Hero effect, man. 2K just loves to ride the hype beast. So Siakam led us in scoring. He was great for us. Jimmy's down to just under 15 points a game. Not great, but, obviously all I really care about is wins. I don't really care who gets it done in what category. So we got the Knicks here in round number 1. Kennedy, Chandler, Keon Johnson, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. Funny enough, because start today doesn't work, so obviously I have to go ahead and sim an entire first season without, not on camera, and I don't count it as anything. The Knicks actually won the championship in the first year, and they obviously didn't really make any moves because it was the first season. There was no offseason, so seriously? We lose to the Knicks? Really? Okay. I'd like to check some playoff stats. 15, 5, and 6 for Jimmy is, I would like a few more points. Again, I know I kind of gave my whole speech about how, he wasn't exactly, I don't need him to score the basketball, but maybe a few more, especially in the playoffs, as, without a doubt, probably the best player on our team. But maybe Bam Adebayo's taking over that spot. So I don't really know what the problem was. Maybe a few more from Tyler Hero. Siakam was solid for me. 48% from the field for Pascal Siakam, maybe a little bit higher, but I can live with it. 3-point percentage from Siakam was tremendously awful, especially at attempting 7.5 a game. That's tough. Jimmy, man, just 3 a game, but he only averaged 3 a game. He didn't even hit 1 a game, so that's tough. Obviously we have a really good. Wow, the Knicks actually made the finals. LeBron Finals MVP at the age of 36. Was there 38 maybe? I don't know. Whatever it is, I'll have to figure out what to do with this team. I don't think DeJounte Murray's definitely not the problem. We're going to have to make some big moves, though, because, I don't think, if that just happened, we lost in round 1 with this team. I don't think we're probably going to win a championship next year if we don't make any moves. It just doesn't really feel like the way it's going to go for me. So let's go ahead and sim the draft lottery. The Thunder end up with the number 1 overall pick, followed by the Kings and the Hawks. Stat signing, I think I'm probably going to stick with Spo. Do I want a new head coach? Let me look at some candidates at least. Doc Rivers actually has Nick Nurse's here. All right. I don't necessarily think that he's... Oh, shit. I fired the wrong person. I don't necessarily think that Nick Nurse is a better head coach. I just think he has better ratings. Okay, never mind. He doesn't even want to come here. So I guess... Is that seriously? We don't even have any head coach. All right. All right, let's bring Spo back. Yeah, we'll just give you a contract extension. You can just call it that. It's a weird thing. I'm not necessarily happy that we didn't get Nick Nurse, but 2A+ ratings is hard to argue with, especially in 2K when ratings do matter. But it is what it is. We have no first round picks this year, but we do have a lot in the future. Thank God we kind of loaded up in that department. So I think we definitely do have the assets to go ahead and make kind of a big trade if we do have to. So that being said, I will see you guys with whatever move we do make. So I didn't make a trade yet just because we're not in, I have to get through qualifying offers and stuff. We didn't draft anybody, so, sorry I didn't draft literally anybody in this entire rebuild. But We obviously don't have any money. You know, we have 3 pretty much max contracts. I think I'm going to wait on Hero because I think, you know, he's not necessarily bad. I just maybe for somebody a little bit better on the defensive end of the ball, you know, at the shooting guard spot. So, and I'm comfortable with the rest of our starting 5. I mean, DeJounte Murray was exactly what I was expecting him to be. You know, 16.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals a game is crazy good. You know, Jimmy Butler is regressing a little bit, and it's unfortunate. I mean, maybe I could think about trading him. Siakam led us in scoring. He wasn't a problem. And obviously, Bam's not going anywhere at 20 and 11 and 5.5. And wow, he's just so good. So I don't want to trade Jimmy, but, you know, I wouldn't mind looking at trade offers. You know, again, he's a very important player, but if he's going to put up those numbers, I wouldn't mind, you know, okay. This is kind of hard to pass up straight up, especially with just how much younger Jaylen Brown is. I think I'm going to take that deal. You know, you could call it the Celtics bias in me, but ultimately at the age of 30, 34 for Jimmy here. Jaylen Brown's only 26, literally just entering his prime. I think it's a no-brainer, especially because we don't have to give up anything else. So, Jaylen Brown's officially on this team. I'm going to wait on Tyler Hero because I definitely still could trade him. So we're not going to let him go. Nope, excuse me. I'm just going to renounce all the rights here. We do have $11 million trade exception from Jimmy. So I'm going to wait until moratorium for Tyler Hero. I'm going to re-sign him. And then ultimately, he might be in a trade as well. Hang with me for a sec. We're doing some classic 2K cheese. Andre Drummond's an 87. Tyler Hero's an 86. Andre Drummond's just, I know, it looks crazy. Drummond goes up to a 90 at the power forward spot, and we're probably going to get some better trade offers. Now that he's a 90 overall, he's probably 4.5 stars. Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. And Zach LaVine's a trade offer. See, that's okay. This was not something I saw coming. Okay. Thank God I looked at all the trade offers. Yeah, that's kind of a no-brainer. I was just making sure we didn't get anything else crazy. It sucks we have to go Bach Paula. You know, I honestly wouldn't mind moving DeJounte Murray to the shooting guard spot. I mean, he's obviously more of a point guard and the playmaker type, but again, this is 2K. So yeah, just hopefully play really good defense for me. And wow, I seriously, legitimately cannot believe that we were just able to trade for Trae Young. The more you know. I still think I'm going to roll without Jaylen Brown having a backup. You know, I think it's important definitely to have a backup point guard. So we need a backup point guard and a backup power forward. Chris Dunn, honestly, perfect, especially because of how criminally bad Trae Young is on the defensive end of the ball. Chris Dunn kind of make up for those woes a little bit. So I could either get a power forward or a center. Marquise Chris is only 6'9". I just wanted to double check that. Okay, so we're not getting the highest overalls here. I think actually it's going to let me re-sign Rubio, and then I'm going to trade Rubio because I want some good defense. So to Ricky Rubio right now and 2 first-round picks. Give me a center or a power forward, and we can kind of call it a day. Again, cannot believe that I was able to just get Trae Young. Kind of crazy, man. Isaiah Roby, not bad. Anybody else that's just maybe a little bit better? Hassan Whiteside's probably too old at this point. Scotty Barnes, honestly, 8 and 4.5. That's fine by me. All right, Scotty Barnes, welcome to the team. This team is all set. Absolutely insane. Obviously, trading Jimmy Butler was not what I wanted to do, but nonetheless, this team's improved. I'll see you guys at the start of your number 3. So, new starting 5 here. You know, Trae Young and Jaylen Brown, 2 crazy huge additions to this team. You know, I'll say it again. I didn't want to trade Jimmy Butler. His numbers were just down, and the fact that I was able to get Jaylen Brown for him straight up, I think is kind of a W. You know, at least in my opinion. I just don't think we were going to do anything with him. So again, you feel free to leave me your thoughts on that trade, but it's even crazier that we were able to trade for Trae Young. Look at those numbers from last year. The dude literally already won an MVP in this video. I don't know why the hell it was so easy to trade for him, but it was. So, third and final year. Trae Young, DeJounte Murray definitely need a good defensive, shooting guard, even though DeJounte Murray is obviously more of a point guard, but, you know, it's 2K. You can kind of do whatever you want. Jaylen Brown, Pascal Siakam, and Bam Adebayo. Bench, Duncan Robinson, Chris Dunn, Marquise Chris, and Scotty Barnes. So, that's the team we're going with, man. Let's hopefully try to get to maybe at least the conference finals. I'd like to win a championship, but I'll see you guys at the end of the third and final year. So we wrap up the final year here. Nikola Jokic does win an MVP for the Denver Nuggets. 3rd year in a row, we're a 1 seed here. We've lost in the second round, and we've lost maybe second round twice. I forget. But we obviously have not even come close to winning a championship yet. Matthew Hurt, Rookie of the Year for the LA Clippers. Jalen Smith, 6th man in Phoenix. Jonathan Isaac. I don't remember the last time I've seen somebody but Jonathan Isaac win one. I mean, maybe Giannis once, but besides them two, it seems like they're the only two. You know, look, Jonathan Isaac is a tremendous defensive player. Do I think he's going to win 3 straight Defensive Player of the Year awards? Probably not, you know. Sabian Lee, most improved. Eric Spoelstra, 61 and 21 for us on the year. Again, good enough for 1 seed. We have the Knicks in the first round, who I believe did we lose them? I forget. I'm all over the place. Trae Young led us in scoring. Jaylen Brown, so I would say he's probably an upgrade. I mean, you know, look at the rebounds, assists, field goal percentage, what he shoot from 3. You know, just under 40%. That's probably a whole hell of a lot better than what Jimmy would have done. Siakam is great. Bam Adebayo, DeJounte Murray, still a great playmaker, even at the shooting guard spot. So, yeah, you know, it's time for this team to kind of just kick it into action. Trae Young, double-double with assists. You know, kick it into action and hopefully get out of at least the first round here. That would be kind of nice. We sweep the New York Knicks. Detroit here, Killian Hayes, Marcus Smart, Sadiq Bey, Sekou Doumbouya, Rudy Gobert. Wow, they've made some pretty big upgrades there in Detroit. We win in 5, us and Philly. Simmons, Tyrese Maxey, Marcus Bagley, Andre Drummond I traded there. Wait. Oh, okay. I was going to say, I traded him to Atlanta, but never mind. I guess they traded him for Tobias Harris. And we sweep them, us and the Timberwolves here. D'Lo, Edwards, Jalen Johnson, Karl Anthony Towns, and Wendell Carter Jr. Okay. Oh, my God. Really? Really? Man. All right. I don't really know what else to do sometimes at these points, but, you know, it is what it is. So, as I mentioned earlier in this video, and obviously if you didn't see my update video, you know, yesterday, I would definitely go and check it out because it is very important for, you know, well, it's 100% important for me, but it's definitely important for you guys that, you know, watch my videos kind of religiously, if you will. But, so, you know, I'm kind of moving into kind of doing some other sort of content. You know, the rebuilds will still be here. It's just going to be kind of fewer of them, if you will. You know, I think my game plan for right now is I'm trying to, you know, narrow down exactly, like, over these next 3 or 4 days, you know, I'm going to kind of brainstorm, kind of, you know, shoot some ideas off of people. You know, just people that I'm kind of close with in the community, and, you know, people that I'm kind of close with, you know, just my friends in general that, you know, kind of look out for me on this end of things. So I'm going to bounce out ideas back and forth. You know, I have some different ways I can go with this. And I kind of do have a good game plan right now for how many videos. So, you know, whatever this other kind of video may be, you know, whether it's me covering NBA news, it's me making tier lists, whatever it may be, I'm probably going to do all sorts of videos. You know, trial and error is going to be kind of the main thing for me. You know, I don't want to ramble too long here, but trial and error is going to be probably the main thing for me. We're probably going to do 3 to 4 of those videos a week, and then maybe 3 to 4 rebuilds a week. Kind of get the best of both worlds. You know, I know there's a lot of people outside the rebuild community that probably would like to watch my videos, hopefully for just in general basketball stuff. So that being said, if you're looking forward to that, feel free to shoot me a Twitter DM with any ideas. I've had a ton of people just today. You know, I'm recording this video on Monday night, and, you know, obviously you guys can see this on Tuesday, but I posted the update video today at the time I'm recording this, and a ton of people, both comments. I got a ton of comments on that video, and I got a ton of Twitter DMs with tremendously great ideas from a lot of people. So I seriously do want to take the time out and just say thank you to you guys, because I really am excited for the future and for the rest of this summer, because I think it is going to be great. So that being said, that pretty much does it for this one. As always, if you guys do any other rebuild ideas, video ideas in general, feel free to leave them down below. As always, if you guys are new, feel free to subscribe. Let's see if we can get 150 likes in this video. Other than that, that does it for me. I'm sorry for rambling so long. As always, thank you guys all so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you guys all in the next one.